Hi, it's Elaine with MCPS Technology. Let's talk about inserting charts in Google Spreadsheets. Much like in Excel, you can insert a chart to represent your data, but with Google Spreadsheets, that process is so much more easy and intuitive, as I think you'll see as we go over these steps. I'm back in my classwork grades spreadsheet, which has some student names and some grades for some classwork. So if I want to display this in chart format, just like with other functions and features in spreadsheets, I need to first indicate which cells that I want to appear in my chart. So I can do that as easily as just highlighting the names and then the grades. So this is the information that I want to appear in my chart. As with everything in Google, there are many ways that you can insert a chart. So I could go up to insert, or I could go over here to the chart icon. So if I just click on this, once I've highlighted my cells, it's going to show me some options. Theoretically, there it is. Okay, so notice what happens. So it's showing me a potential chart here. And if I go over here to the right, I can see that I have lots of choices. So I can just use this chart, which is a stacked column chart, or if I click on this small down arrow, I get lots and lots of options here. So if I decide I want to display it this way, or now remember that some types of charts won't go well with your data. So like, for example, if I chose a pie chart, that just doesn't work here. There are many cases where a pie chart would be great. This just isn't one of them. So I can use this type of chart. I think I'm just going to go with this one. And now, coming back over here to this area, notice that it shows my data range and it shows lots of other things. You can explore this kind of for yourself, but I don't want you to miss this part. Down at the bottom, notice it's checked, use row 1 as headers, use column B as labels. And so that's what causes these little names here to appear. So if these aren't in the right places, just know that you can change that. Like I could switch these. And so that's kind of important to know. So once I've decided that this is the chart I want, if I want to, I can click on customize. And so that gives me lots and lots of other choices. So if I want to make my chart 3D looking, I just click here, for example. And then again, you can play with all of these if you want to. I can change the title of my chart. There's a couple of places where I can do this, but I'm just going to call this classwork grades. And then notice when I click on this box, I have 3 dots here. And of course, in Google, that always means more. Now, I could just choose to leave this chart by default. It's going to come in like sort of on top of my data. I can hold my mouse down and I can move it around. But I also have another option. If I click these 3 dots, I can actually move this chart to its own sheet, and that will make it much larger and it will give it its own sheet inside my spreadsheet. So check this out. Here's my data, and down here is the chart. So that just kind of frees it up and lets my data live by itself. And that's your choice. You can do that or not. And before we go, just don't miss the Explore also. So remember in Docs, there's an Explore feature. There's also one in Sheets and Slides. They're all different because each of those features are different. So if I click on Explore, then it gives me yet more options. I can ask questions about my data. It makes suggestions and shows me different things that I can see. So if I click on ask a question, it makes some suggestions here. So I could look at a histogram of my sentence quiz if I want to. There's just lots and lots of things I can do under Explore. So I just want you to know that all of these options are here. The best thing about charts, and really the most amazing thing about spreadsheets in general, is that they update in real time. So if a grade changes here, then it's also going to change on my chart. You can't readily see that here, but just know that this is a living, breathing document and that it updates in real time as things change in your data set. And my friend, you will never have that happen in Excel. So I have to say that that alone is worth the price of admission, folks. So I hope that you will try inserting some charts and you'll see how easy it is and you're going to love it.